What's going on, guys? My other channel is going to get banned, probably. I don't give a shit. This one's brought to you by the soap. Super rare, some Bayside. It's pretty fucking dope. It's pretty awesome. I like it. That's cool. Just put that over there for a minute. So, I'm going to do something first, and then I'm going to explain why I'm going to do it, and then I hope I'm supposed to, like, before all this Tiffany bullshit started happening, I was supposed to be talking about, like, boxing and crypto and shit like that and whatnot, and one of the things that Tiffany's obsessed with, like, what I eat and when I eat it. Look, it's not... I'm well aware of it. And it's got nothing to do with you or any of your plans. I'm going to get into my old fighting shape because that's what I want to do. The sad thing is, it's probably like at my worst, I probably got to like lower liver failure process or whatever the fuck it was because of how much sugar was in my diet. I didn't even realize, even when I started like working out again and whatnot in 2014, 2015 is probably when I got the worst. Which, believe it or not, is also when I was doing a lot of that sex trafficking infiltrating shit. It's got nothing that girls do not care what you look like. They care about how you make them feel. I don't know how else to say it. So, yeah, but I was like over 300 pounds at that time, which is also why no one would expect it. I'll probably, if I remember, I'll show some like reggaeton videos. There's like this like short fat dude who's like surrounded by supermodels riding like ATVs and shit like that. I can't even go into it. I think his name was even Flacco, which means like tiny or skinny, but he's like morbidly obese. It's fucking hilarious. Anyways. Look, what it is, I'm not sure if you guys heard, but Shakur Stevenson, who's a great fighter, by the way, basically, I don't know if the fight actually happened yet or if it's happening soon, but he basically missed his weigh-in by 1.5 pounds, so he forfeits the titles. Even if he wins, he's not the champion anymore, which in my opinion is bullshit. Now, why it's bullshit is because you know he's not a junior featherweight. Look at that motherfucker. He's walking around like 170 pounds or some shit. How the fuck is he a fucking junior featherweight? Come on, man. Fucking bullshit. See, like, I think that Tiffany, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I think she has like, or has some kind of eating disorder and thinks I might have one, or maybe I do. I don't know. I don't give a shit. But like, no, what it is, okay, so like, when I was doing bare knuckle boxing and whatnot in Seaville, I stopped lifting weights because I had to stay within a certain weight range, and like MMA shit like that, it's different. You have like 5-10 pounds of a range to be in, whereas boxing, wrestling, you have to be like that weight or under, and that's it, right? So like I stopped lifting, but I would do like push-ups, and every now and then I'd go for a hike or a jog and shit like that. And then I started working at pizza joints. So I eat a lot of pizza and whatnot, and calzones. You put on weight that way, right? It'll go all to the gut, but like it wasn't like fucking fat, right? It was just kind of like heavy, right? It was like I'll take extra big shits every now and then. And then when I like stopped being homeless and I got a job where I was making decent money, I didn't even realize it, but I started eating the good food. It was all sugar. Like instead of drinking like water, I would have like, oh, I can afford to get a real drink, and I would drink like brisk iced teas, which are like 60 grams of sugar per serving, 3.5 servings per bottle, and I would drink like 3-4 of those a day. Especially when I was working night shift, which does so much for your stress hormones, which helps you just add on weight anyways. And then after that, I was like, oh, let me change my diet and get healthy. Let me get all this healthy shit with fruit and vegetables on it, right? Like you can buy these like, like drinks that have like fruits and vegetables on it, but you don't read it. All sugar. So I was gaining weight trying to get healthier because of the sugar. Once I cut the sugar out, it started just flying off. And then the thing is, right now, I'm actually at a point, I hate to say it like this, it's mainly just cosmetic weight. It's like if you get too fat too fast and then too skinny too fast, you get a lot of that saggy skin. And my options are either cut it off, they say, or just keep on working out. And I'm like, I'm just gonna keep on working out. I don't give a shit. Because like, you mean to tell me that there was never like some rich king's kid who like ate too much honey and got fat, and then like you're going to fucking ancient people fat camp, like take this asshole up into the mountains and have him like hunt elk and shit like that, and he comes back totally transformed. I'm sure it happened before, some shit like that, right? So I'm just gonna stick to my routine and honestly drink more water and try to eat. Like even when I go eat out, I try to make it be like sweet leaf or sweet where the fuck it is or shit like that. I try to eat as little processed food as possible. But even then, like when I was boxing as a younger kid, I was eating Taco Bell every day. It's just that I was drinking water, not soda, and I was running 5 miles to sweat it all out. So my liver was in better shape. So how I got so out of shape, I was drinking sugar without even realizing it. So I appreciate all the interest you're showing in my gut biome and all that bullshit and all your stupid little friends and whatnot, but like it's got nothing to do with gut biome, it's liver. The average American diet is so oversaturated with sugar, the liver is overloaded and can't function properly. That's what it is. Okay, so I'm going to keep on drinking water and limit my sugar intake. And the fact of the matter is, it took about 12 years for me to get out of shape. It's probably going to take at least 6 years for me to get back totally in shape. That's just what it is. It's been about 4 since I cut out the sugar. So I don't know what to tell you. Appreciate it, but thank you. I get what you're doing, all that bullshit. Good morning. What else am I going to tell you? All right. Anyway, so like, but like, yeah, that's what it is. Like, man, fighters have crazy ass eating disorders. Like, I don't want to go into it, but like, man, you shouldn't be taking away his title over a pound and a half. Although at the same time, you did sign the form, so I get it. But it's just like, that's so unhealthy. He should be at least fighting lightweight, in my opinion. But then all the people fighting lightweight walk around weighing 200 pounds. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Anyways, then I think Tiffany is Mormon or somehow someone in her. So she told me she's atheist, but I think what that means is she realized that religion is bullshit, but that God is still on some level real. And then talks about Animal Farm, if that was her. That was a while back. I don't want to get to that. Anyways, look, I'm getting off track now. So my other account got suspended, or it's flagged, and I can't upload for a week or whatever. So the last video on that account is going to be the one about me realizing that, oh my God, I don't know how she made all those Tinder accounts. I almost Tetrised her again because I got her really good. She was asking me all these NFT questions. So I was like, yeah, let me send you a link. So I went to let me Google that for you. And I typed in, what is an NFT? And I sent her the link. Let me Google that for you. It was like a little bot thing that will like type in a search for you. And then like, here, let me Google that for you. That was rad. Look, so what was I talking about? Yeah, they're gonna. I wouldn't mind. Normally, I'd be mad if my channel was gonna get flagged or suspended, but like, I honestly don't care about that one. I don't want. Like, I mean, like, man, I got nothing against my family. I don't know why. It just so happened that the channel that has the first video being me yelling at my family is the one they don't want to ban right away. It's bullshit, but if that one gets banned, it would be the worst thing in the world. This is exactly why I have this channel as a backup right away and whatnot, but hardly ever upload to it, but every now and then whatnot. Goddamn, it's already been 9 minutes of me rambling. It's because I've been smoking. Look, I'll just do it now. This is a conundrum because now that sort of me and Tiffany met on Tinder, and I keep getting these matches on Tinder, and I can't tell which one is Tiffany and which one is not Tiffany. This one cannot be Tiffany. Wow, and this one is less than a mile away. Holy shit. I mean, she's not as hot as Tiffany, but she's less than a mile away. Well, this is as good as time as any. So, look, I'm going to tell Tiffany exactly what I tell all the other girls that I made on Tinder now at this point in time. I'm not looking for a fling. If you want it to be a fling, we can make it a fling. Uh, if you want to make it serious, I will give you the benefit of the doubt, take it at face value, and I will log out of my Tinder until you give me a reason to log back into it. I want to keep in mind that I had deleted that last Tinder that I made because I didn't want to be on Tinder in the first place. That I did it because I felt something was funny, and I was right, and caught like a whole bunch of like girls like fucking in her friend circle. I have to get to that video I found. Oh my god, I might not because it's already been 11 minutes. But anyways, look, all I wanted to know basically was whether or not she was trying to play me. All right, like I have a pretty high tolerance for bullshit. 99.9% of the time. If I think you're trying to like I don't like being taken advantage of. That's just what it is. And her all playing coy and all that bullshit when I ask specific questions, I do not appreciate. Is what it was. So I wouldn't even be on Tinder if she would have just been honest and upfront in the beginning. Well, she hasn't lied, but she would have been upfront since the beginning. Then I wouldn't even be on Tinder. Okay. Anyways, it's also possible that I overreacted a little bit because it's also possible her little fucking conference modeling thing she did was virtual because it's possible she didn't even leave New York. So I don't she doesn't communicate with me. So I don't know if I can know these things, right? Anyways, so according to her, we are dating. Now, my version of dating and her version of dating are totally different. My version of dating means actually going on a date with someone. And apparently that wasn't her sister, that was her roommate or whatever. So sorry, Tiffany's family, for bringing you into all this bullshit. I wasn't trying to. I wouldn't know how to physically contact you or call you if I wanted to, and I don't want to. Not to be an asshole, ask my family. They are always like, why don't you ever call us? Even my niece now has a phone, and she's like, Uncle, you never call us. I'm like, doing shit. Anyways, so apparently Tiffany's version of dating is fucking texting me whenever I'm trying to do something. It's like she has this like radar of when I'm doing something, and then she starts texting me, and I'm like, right now, and I have to do these like long texts. She finally started listening to me about how USDT is a shit investment. Finally, I was like, look, if you can explain it to me in a way that makes it sound good, I'll do it. I was like, sell me on it. And she couldn't. She kept using like flower words, like, oh, for everyone's benefit and for the greater good. And I was like, fucking stroking me off or what? You gonna fucking sell me this idea or what? Come on now. And then she's like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, I heard a meter, the stable coin back to kilowatt volt, to kilowatt hour. What about T-Fuel? What about just using bandwidth as your stablecoin, which I don't recommend because you want to sell it. And then I was like, what about, even though people give it shit, I think it's a good idea. The multiplier thing was bullshit. You should have kept it at 2x. The 4x multiplier, 8x multiplier, that was bullshit. But be that as it may, it's only bullshit because you assholes spent a bajillion dollars on it, you stupid ass, and then everyone who didn't get one complained about it. T-bill is still a good investment in my opinion. But you know what's even better than that? Silver and gold. And I started talking to her about the constitutional dollar and whatnot, and I started sending her clips about James Adams and whatnot. I kind of went on a rant about that bullshit. And then Evie Magazine start. I don't know. I don't want to get. I'm so mad at them because they associate with so many grifters, and I'm not gonna play that game. It's not my fault. Look, all these losers in that circle of people who are so high and mighty and so fancy and all that bullshit, they really will treat you like a piece of shit if you aren't in their club. And after treating me like a piece of shit, they found out that I was directly trained by the head of their special little club and that they technically were ranked so far below me, I don't even notice them. Like, they're not good people. If I gave a shit, I could shut it all down. I just have other shit to do. I don't really give a shit. It's like, oh, you little kids playing your little game. Oh, you guys are still in that little. You guys are still stuck in that vibration. Go have fun. You know, it's like, I don't know how to say it. It's like, in church terms, it's like walking in on a bunch of kids in the It's like walking in on a bunch of adults in the primary room playing with like the toys. You know, you guys have fun. I'm gonna go do adult shit. You go have fun playing with the toys. Anyways, I have to get into Mormon shit later because it's like, look. I will say this. If that's what she wants to do, the only way I'm ever going to do it is I will upfront and say it. I'm only going to do it if I buy the second endowment where I can do whatever the fuck I want and they can't break my balls and all that bullshit. Because Mormonism is just like any other Masonic cult. It's hierarchy. They hide all the good shit, all the bad shit behind all the good shit, and they hope that no one notices. Because, you know, if you don't notice, you're their goyim. So I am never, like, I'm not going into it with my eyes wide shut. I'm going to my eyes wide open, and I'm going to use your own rules against you. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it correctly, is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's a whole other issue. And then I'm going to link things about how, like, anything good from the Book of Mormon comes from Emmanuel Swedenborough. Just like all there really are, like, the Masonic Brotherhood is just a continuation of, or it started off as a continuation by Francis Bacon, I believe that was his name, as order from Egypt, the Brotherhood of Light, and then, like, everything gets corrupted, because the mind virus can't create, it can only corrupt. So then that creates an offshoot, and there's the good and the bad, so to speak. So I can't even get into all that right now. One example of how, like, they have hidden knowledge in this shit that no one remembers is, like, I remember Gordon B. Hinckley would talk about how everything made by man gets weaker as you use it. Everything made by God gets stronger as you use it. And there's a truth in that. And the truth in that I realized is he was telling everyone that basically medicine, to a point, I mean, like, yes, if you get shot, go to the doctor and shit like that, right? But, like, really, you don't need medicine. And a lot of modern medicine is a poison. You just need to, like, let your body heal itself. And don't verbatim quote me on that. Don't, like, go deny medicine. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, there's been times when, like, I've been hurt and the doctor told me to cure, and I was like, fuck you, I'm not doing that. And I was right, and my body healed itself up. Like in World War II, I mean, in the Civil War, if you the people who got killed the most were the ones who got operated on, because the amputating the arm would kill them. But the ones who were left to die, the flies would lay eggs, and the maggots would eat the flesh, and then they would live because the dead skin would be gone. Right? Nature is crazy like that. Anyways, then when I was talking with Coach Jones, he would tell me that I need to breathe through my nose more. He was like, that's probably why you're having trouble with your breathing, is because you're not breathing through your nose. And I thought about it, and I started breathing through my nose more, even wearing my mouthpiece every now and then just make me breathe through my nose. And every now and then I started, like, seasoning up these, like, massive, like, polypy boogery things that probably actually were stopping me from breathing, because the doctors even told me it's not a breathing in problem, because everyone's like, oh, you smoke too much. No. If it was a smoking problem, I wouldn't be able to breathe in. The doctor said it was a breathing out problem, which is from injuries and blockages in the nasal thingy, like deviated septum and polyps. So basically, by breathing through my nose more, I'm forcing all that shit out. My body's healing itself because the more you use what God created, the body, the stronger it becomes. Anyways, so that's one of those like secret knowledges and whatnot. Anyways, I'm rambling here now. I'm not going to get to everything. Instead of saying what I wanted to say for 2 or 3 things, I said a little bit of like 10 things. Anyways, look. So there's some like crazy fashion trend, we'll call it, where supermodels are hooking up with and starting families with random anons online who like know like super knowledge about the economy and shit like that and happen to work in certain areas. Look, I can't even go into it, but like I think they're even talking about me on X22 because they're even talking about like how there's been like a 10-year cyber operation and all kinds of bullshit. I can't go into it. Fucking assholes. But my family, I think they're starting to believe me now. Some of the things I've been freaking out about. Like, he's got an attitude problem. No, I know shit. I can't tell you. That's what it is. And they're doing like an ongoing investigation. Like someone basically told me that someone from like the negative karma crew of that secret society actually tried to like get some kind of like, I don't want to say hitman, but like someone tried to like get some hired muscle on me, but like it was stopped because they're actually doing a federal investigation on me and they're actually sending like with guns and badges to people who have ever talked to me and interviewing them. And it's had nothing to do with my audit. It's just because of who I am and the shit that I do and the shit that I've been. It's like, this is like the last, if this was Donnie Brasco, this is like the last 5 minutes of the movie, is what I'm saying. I can't go into it, right? But anyways, so there's some trends about like supermodels, like settling down with like dudes with NFTs in their profile pictures and whatnot. So, look, the only reason why I can think that Tiffany is being this demanding and this, she's making me do all these hoops because I didn't mean to, but I technically made her jump through hoops for a year. I didn't mean to. I didn't know. Think I would have fucking known? Dude, I might have even, I don't know, probably not, but if she really does hang out in Manhattan all the time, I've probably even met her at a certain party, told her how hot she was and that she could be a K-pop star, and then walked away and just like smoked 10 joints and passed out. It's I don't think it did, because there's no way I could be that lame, but it's possible. Because like I've met a lot of people, and apparently a lot of them have crushes on me because now Evie is writing articles about how to get over dudes you've liked for 3 years who don't like you back enough to settle down with you, who are named Jay. And I'm like, which one of you that hit on me first, that I then asked out and then told me no and ran around with other dudes in my face are you talking about? Because I don't believe it. But anyways, look, Tiffany obviously likes me enough to like go through all this shit for a year, and she's like a supermodel. Well, I loved Tiffany enough to change my life 10 years ago, and seriously, I was like, one day I'll meet Tiffany Wang or maybe someone close to her and all that bullshit and then all that shit. And I literally changed my life the moment I saw that girl. So yeah, I like her a lot too. So if she really likes me too, there's no other woman in the world. This is what it is. I don't care. As long as there's no other dude in the world for her, then sure, yeah, whatever. But the fact that she made me fucking have to like open up my Tinder again, that's a pain in the ass. Because I didn't want to have to. So now I have to tell her the same thing I tell all the other Tinder bitches. Look, I got this match 34 minutes ago, probably just before I made this video, right? This is Allison. This bitch is literally probably either within the same building or right close to it. All right. This bitch is less than a mile away. I'm pretty sure this bitch is in the same building. Okay. I'm pretty sure I could just say WYD and she would just give me the room number and that would be it. Okay. Non-smoker. I'm in a non-smoking building allegedly. Alright, so instead of even talking to this bitch, what I'm gonna do, oh my god, why the fuck are you advertising being pro-choice? You're 33 years old. You're 33 years old. You're advertising how you want to kill a kid if you get pregnant? You stupid hag. So look. Also, now I'm getting bitches who are obviously face filter apt. I'm a Korean American businesswoman who moved to California. I'm not playing this game. Divorced for 15 years, no kid. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. So sorry, Nikki, who helped to find her future man here, and all the other. These are probably all Tiffany, anyways. That's the shit I went through yesterday. I don't even know how this fucking thing works. She had to tell me how messaging apps work. You think I fucking do this shit? But I'm not gonna delete it because I just spent $80 on this shit. Before I spent $20 for 1 month. I just spent $80 on 6 months because she pissed me off that much. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna log out of it, right? Forget me on this device. You see that? Forget me on this device. So now it's going to be a pain in the ass for me to log into it again. All right? Even though we are not yet agreed on what actually dating means, she says we're dating. We can take it from there. I'm off Tinder again. It's that simple. I don't know why she can't communicate with me. If she would have just communicated with me in the first place, none of this would have happened. It's like, I don't want to say it. It's like, oh my god, because then it would mean that I only end up dating bipolar bitches. It's like she's bipolar, and Professor T isn't her alter ego. Professor T is her bipolar ego. She's like Launch. Have you guys seen Dragon Ball? Whenever Launch sneezes, and she turns into the crazy bitch with the Uzi? That's what Professor T is. Tiffany will sneeze and turn from like domestic, like trad wife into like fucking crazy bitch with a Uzi. Oh my god. Whatever. I can totally take it. It's kind of funny. Look, man, just stop pissing me off. Like, I don't even care if you go. You can even be like, look, I have to go do this modeling gig, and I don't want to, and I don't want you to come because it's like a all girls. I mean, whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't want to go, but like, you better fucking like, the moment I suspect foul play, and probably a few times, like, if it becomes a habit, like if she like goes on modeling gigs like habitually, I'm gonna like audit them. I'm gonna like show randomly and be like, no, I just took a fucking supersonic jet and came here like an hour before you even landed. Surprise, bought you flowers. Show me your itinerary. Not every time, but like, I'm gonna audit her ass. You better believe it. Yeah. Look, after I know you can do all that shit on Tinder, you think I'm not gonna audit your ass? What the fuck? I didn't know you could do that on Tinder. Holy shit. I'm a fucking hacker and I didn't know you could do that shit on Tinder. Are you fucking kidding me? I told you, the best OSINTs are women. Women are the best OSINTs. They triangulated me in Manhattan. Like, all of them. Like, I didn't know you could use apps in that way. Like, oh my god. It's crazy shit, man. Anyways, So I guess we're dating and whatnot, and they're gonna ban my. I might even ban. Look, I don't. I feel a little bit bad that I kept calling her a whore, other than the fact that I found out that women like being called whores. So whatever. I might put my Twitter account on the app and then have that get banned too, and then just start totally over again. I mean, she has all my fucking information at this point in time. I mean, I might as well. She always wants to start over anyways. So I'll get to start over. But anyways, so I guess as of yesterday, officially, I realized that I was dating Tiffany Wang, and we'll just go from there. Stop pissing me off. Just stop pissing me off. I don't know how to say it. Stop. Like, if I find out that you're doing that on purpose, I will get really agitated. Just like right now, I think that it's just like miscommunication, and we're trying to like figure each other out and whatnot. But like, can't do that, man. Can't do that to me anymore. I don't like it. All right, I don't like it. The best way I can say is like I haven't been laid in almost 2 weeks now. So like I'm willing to like not get laid to work it out with you because you obviously have some kind of a. She claims to be an atheist, but has more of a conservative and a religious background than she claims. God, this is going on for 30 minutes already. Like she has all these songs about like catching dudes who are like obsessed with her and how like she wants to get married and shit like that. And she's so like I'm over here like doing things, and she's like, "Why aren't you obsessed with me?" And like, what? And she's like, "Why aren't you obsessed with me?" Like obsessed with what? And she's like, "Ah!" I'm like, "Oh my god, what the fuck are you doing?" I just can't take it anymore. I just can't take it right now. Okay, it's like Friday. It's Friday o'clock. I'm gonna get some coffee and shit. That's my video for today, everyone. All right, peace out.